Christina Wilson entered Hell's Kitchen Season 10 as a confident 32-year-old chef from Philadelphia. The very first challenge would set the tone for her journey. Each contestant had to prepare their signature dish for Chef Gordon Ramsay's judgment.
Basically, guys, I want to see you on a plate.
I think I'm too big for the plate.
We can always put a tray.
As her fellow contestants presented one by one, the women in the red team built a narrow lead over the men. When it came down to the final round, the score stood at 4-3 in favor of the women. Christina was the last of the women to present, facing off against Clemenza, who carried the men's hope of forcing a tie. The pressure was immense. Her dish would either secure victory for the women or give the men a chance to steal the win. She stepped forward with her molasses-glazed pork chop with squash, while Clemenza presented a stuffed veal chop. Coming face-to-face with Chef Ramsay for the first time, Christina held her breath as he tasted her dish.
It's done beautifully. Pork's cooked. Perfect. Squash, delicious. Amazing. Great combination.
Thank you, Chef.
His verdict exceeded all expectations. In contrast, Clemenza's hopes were dashed when Ramsay criticized his veal chop for being overwhelmed with truffle oil. Christina's point sealed a 5-3 victory for the women's team. Thanks in part to her, the red team won the signature dish challenge and enjoyed a patio steak dinner reward with past Hell's Kitchen winners Rock Harper and Dave Levy. Though the excitement of winning the signature dish challenge faded quickly as dinner service began. Christina was assigned to the meat station, responsible for the beef Wellingtons. As orders came in, she struggled with the timing of the complicated dish. When she presented her Wellingtons to Chef Ramsay, they were raw.
Who cooked that? Come here. The dough is still raw. Are you fucking for real? You want me to serve that out there?
No, sir.
Despite her poor performance, the women were declared the winners of that service, but only because the men's team had performed worse. While Christina's team had at least served appetizers, the blue team hadn't managed to serve any. The men's failure was largely due to Tavon, the 22-year-old hot dog stand owner and self-styled executive chef from Washington, D.C. He served raw pigeon and wasted the team's supply of scallops.
Look at these. Expensive hand-dyed scallops. Look, you sabotaged them.
His unprofessional attitude, including laughing after being scolded, led to his elimination as the worst performer of the night. It was a humbling first day for Christina. She knew she needed to improve if she wanted to stay in the competition. After the chaotic first service, Christina couldn't help but notice the tension brewing within the red team. The lack of cohesion worried her, but she had little time to dwell on it as Chef Ramsay announced their next challenge, preparing perfectly cooked scallops. But first, they had to dig them out of piles of ice, leading to a bloody nose for Royce.
Boom! Scallop to the face.
Fucking hell, medic, please.
Who gets hurt going to dig for a scallop?
Show me. Turn around. Okay, just try and put your head back.
The red team excelled at the challenge, winning decisively with a score of 6-2. Their reward was extravagant, a yacht trip to Catalina Island, followed by ziplining with Chef Ramsay himself. Away from the pressure of the kitchen, Christina saw a different side of the infamous chef. She even found herself joking that he was a cool cat outside the kitchen. The reward seemed like the perfect opportunity for team bonding, something they desperately needed. For the second dinner service, which was designated as family night, Christina was assigned to work tableside preparing shrimp scampi. While this kept her away from the main kitchen drama, she couldn't completely escape it. At one point, she had to step away from her tableside duties to mediate a heated argument between Robin and Barbie that had erupted on the line.
This girl is lucky that we're not in the fucking hood right now. I swear to God, she's lucky.
The service proved disappointing for both teams, leading Chef Ramsay to declare them joint losers. Each team had to nominate 2 people for elimination. During the red team's deliberations, Christina maintained her composure, helping to guide the discussion about who should be nominated alongside Barbie, whose poor performance made her an obvious choice. Christina's steady performance kept her name far away from the elimination discussion. At elimination, the women nominated Barbie and Roshni, while the men put up Chris and Royce. Despite the women's team strongly wanting Barbie eliminated due to her poor attitude and performance, Chef Ramsay had other plans. He first sent Roshni and Royce back in line, then, surprisingly, spared Barbie as well. Instead, he eliminated Chris from the blue team for his terrible performance on the fish station, and for admitting he was frazzled during service.
I'm deeply sorry that a non-stick pan and 3 scallops frazzled your mind.
On day 3, everyone was startled awake at 5:47 a.m. by loud stomping through the dorms. It turned out to be Barbie, deliberately banging dishes into the dishwasher. Things quickly got ugly when Tiffany and Robin confronted her, with things looking like they might get physical.
I came out here with you going like this, you dumb bitch. Listen, somebody needs to tell the fucking bitch what's up. You're about to get choked out. Knock it off.
Christina watched the drama unfold and later told Robin they should just let Barbie's own mistakes lead to her elimination, rather than actively targeting her. Robin didn't want to hear it, complaining that Barbie was bringing down the entire team. The day's challenge involved preparing lunch for 60 newly naturalized US citizens. Christina and Robin worked together making grilled cheese sandwiches. Christina wasn't shown much during cooking, but the red team finished their meals quickly and even helped the blue team complete theirs, despite their help being unwelcome.
What do you need? What do you need?
Get off my station, please. Get off my station, please.
It's not about a challenge anymore. We gotta feed these people. It's a big day for them.
The women won that challenge and earned a trip to San Diego, a safari adventure, and a private jet ride, a big morale booster. That evening's dinner service was for a group of firefighters. Christina was on appetizers with her best friend in the house, Dana. When a teammate, Brianna, lagged on the scallops at the fish station, Christina found her voice and jumped in to help cook the fish, so the firefighters' table wouldn't wait. Thanks to Christina's assistance, the appetizers went out. The blue team did a little better, once they managed to write tickets that Gordon could actually read.
A-P-P.
Don's inability to spell is a little troubling.
A-P-P.
E-T-I-Z with a line.
E-R-S.
Unfortunately, the rest of the red team's service unraveled. Multiple mistakes led to the whole team getting kicked out. Christina was angry and disappointed, feeling that once again, the women had messed up and that her pride and dignity were gone after yet another failed service. Though the red team lost, Ramsay took note of Christina's leadership, as she was one of the few who tried to take charge and fix problems amidst the chaos.
Christina, you finally found your voice.
Yes, chef.
Unfortunately, your team didn't gel.
This was a turning point for Christina's confidence. She was not nominated that night, and Brianna was eliminated. Episode 4. By this point, conflicts in the red team were building. The Creative Lamb Challenge paired Christina with Dana to cook a lamb dish. They braised a lamb steak and thought it was good, but narrowly lost their round to the blue team. During judging, teammate Robin tried to blame others for the mistakes with her lamb dish, leading a frustrated Christina to call her out.
You're working in a team, dude.
Doesn't matter, chef. I should have left it in there longer.
You're responsible. You're accountable for what you put out.
Right.
The red team lost the lamb challenge 2-3, and the blue team enjoyed a day at the races, with Clemenza even hitting Gordon up for $100 gambling money. The Reds had to endure a gross punishment. After washing paint off sheep and cleaning the kitchens, the hungry chefs sat down together to eat.
The red team
Lamb testicles.
may be about to lose their lunch.
Christina gagged at the testicles and was grateful that her teammate Kimmy, a proud Southern cook, volunteered to eat most of them. That night's dinner service saw Christina back on appetizers with teammate Danielle, and their risotto did not go well.
All of you, come here. Taste that. Yeah, just fucking taste it. Taste it. Yeah, how does that taste?
Undercooked, not seasoned.
Yeah.
The service ended in another joint loss for both teams. While discussing who to nominate, Christina considered putting up Robin because she had struggled on garnish that night, and her attitude was dragging the team down. In the end, Christina was again not nominated herself. After eliminating Dawn, Chef Ramsay transferred Christina's teammate Roshni to the blue team, hoping the red team dynamic might improve with some of the tension removed. Back in the dorms, the red team's rifts grew. Christina listened as Dana vented that Robin blamed others for her own mistakes, and they predicted a big fallout between Robin and Kimmy. The next challenge for the teams was to cook Mexican cuisine. Christina was in charge of enchiladas and went up against Blue Team's Patrick. Ramsay criticized her enchiladas for having completely sanitized flavors that were too safe and inauthentic, and Patrick won that round. Fortunately, the red team still won the overall Mexican challenge 3-2, so Christina got to enjoy a reward: a gourmet lunch at Chef John Sedler's restaurant and salsa dancing lessons, with plenty of drinks thrown in. That evening, drama exploded in the dorm. After Royce commented negatively on Kimmy's use of ingredients, a confused Tiffany stirred the pot by telling her that it was the red team girls badmouthing her.
Dana, Danielle, and Christina are all talking behind my back. I don't understand where all those girls' heads are at. I didn't see Christina pull a point.
In a heated confrontation, Kimmy calls out Christina and her friends for talking behind her back. Christina was shocked and denied trash-talking Kimmy, but the damage was done. Trust in the team was at an all-time low. The atmosphere on the blue team couldn't be more different, as Roshni's arrival has inspired a new no cursing or yelling rule.
You know, there's a woman present. You don't want to be disrespectful, so we're all better guys with her on our team.
Bless you.
During Mexican night dinner service, Christina was on appetizers with Barbie. Christina offered to help Barbie on their station, after Barbie had a bumpy start on guacamole. But Barbie insisted she could handle it. As the night went on, multiple red team members were ejected by Chef Ramsay for mistakes. Noticing Danielle's pork was likely raw for a second time, Christina urgently told her to refire it. When Ramsay caught the undercooked meat, he sent Danielle out mid-service and called for help getting the dish out correctly.
Christina, flash that pork on that griddle pan, urgently.
Yes, chef.
More contestants were sent out during dinner service, leaving just 4 women cooking in the red kitchen. Christina was one of those who survived the chaos and even managed to help get out the first entrees, despite the setbacks. Still, both teams failed overall, and each had to nominate 2 chefs. In red team deliberation, Dana pulled Christina and Danielle aside privately, suggesting that they stick together as an alliance since it felt like Kimmy, Tiffany, and Robin were united on the other side. Christina was conflicted.
Danny had the pork come back twice. I don't want to see Danny go home and Kimmy really was a dick earlier in the day. I don't fucking know.
Ultimately, Christina did not have to choose. She was safe once again, and Danny was eliminated. But the team's troubles and divisions were far from over. After another elimination, the red team was clearly divided. Episodes 6 and 7 were a 2-part episode. A tearful Christina and Dana reaffirmed their close friendship and alliance, realizing that the trio of Kimmy, Tiffany, and Robin would never nominate each other. Christina tried to stay focused on cooking and not personal drama, but she was wary of the tension building up.
I don't want to see it get personal. I hope for their own well-being that I don't get pushed to that point because I think it's going to get real ugly.
The next challenge was to create dishes for a high-end fashion night menu. The teams would be creating a taster menu for 3 fashion designers, and Christina paired up with Dana to make an appetizer. Their dish was a chilled mango crab soup, and Christina took charge of cooking the crab for it. Perfectionist Dana found it hard to give Christina control of her dish.
Gotta crack this claw because we're taking out of the claw meat, right?
Let's try to, can we get one claw out like nice?
Yeah.
Can you do it or no?
I think I can.
Dana presented the dish to the judges, who found their combination of ingredients interesting, if oddly presented. They gave the red team the win for that round, but it wasn't enough. The red team lost the overall challenge 1-2. As punishment, they had to spend a long day transforming the Hell's Kitchen dining room into a fashion runway, hauling heavy stage pieces, decorating, and making centerpieces by hand. During this punishment, Christina hit a breaking point. When the crew delivered large runway segments, she and the other smaller women struggled to lift them. Robin volunteered to assemble the runway, using a screwdriver, instead of carrying pieces, leaving the others to do the heavy lifting. Christina grew frustrated with Robin for not helping carry. At one point, she snapped at Robin to go play with her screwdriver and angrily told Dana, who was sarcastically joking about the situation, to help out. Sweating and exhausted, she felt close to losing it.
Christina is scary when she's mad.
She needs to just relax.
Sensing the meltdown, the red team took a short break to do something silly. They literally walked the runway they built, striking playful poses to blow off steam. This actually cheered Christina up. She laughed and felt better afterwards. That night in the dorms, however, the bickering continued. Robin started bad-mouthing Kimmy behind her back, calling her names, which Kimmy then overheard. Christina worried that the infighting was causing irreparable damage to her team.
Red team's breaking down from the inside out, and it is not good. Even the two that were ride or die with each other are not even in the same room.
During the fashion night dinner service, Christina resumed her role in appetizers with Dana. Determined to avoid chaos, she and Dana got into a good rhythm. When Robin offered to help on appetizers, Christina firmly told her to back off because extra hands would just confuse things.
She has like this big ego thing where she doesn't want any help.
Set it down, I got it.
Well, one day you're gonna fucking need help and no one's gonna give it to you because you keep on pushing it away.
When the red team ran out of beef, Robin persuaded Christina to sneak over to the blue kitchen to ask for 2 steaks. Christina reluctantly attempted it, but when Chef Ramsay walked past, she aborted the mission before getting caught. Later, a problem arose on the fish station. Christina jumped in to help Tiffany cook her swordfish, but when the dish went up, one piece of fish came out cold. Ramsay demanded to know who was responsible, and Tiffany stayed silent. Christina admitted she had grilled the swordfish pieces, but was frustrated that Tiffany had chosen to serve one that had been left too long.
She cooked it. I've been bringing it up.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not sending anything out of your station until you say okay.
Despite all that drama, the red team excelled and actually won the fashion night dinner service. They completed their meals faster than the blue team and impressed the diners. Christina was excited to be on the successful team.
Can we all take a deep breath and say, fuck yeah, no elimination tonight? Yeah. Do a little chicken dance.
Her joy was short-lived, as Robin confronted Christina about not letting her help on appetizers. Christina calmly explained that she and Dana had the dishes under control and didn't need an extra person at that moment. Christina felt Robin was making it personal and causing unnecessary drama. She was done with the distractions and just wanted to move forward as a team. Robin had opinions about the team too.
Christina, there's no I in team. Next time, have fun trying to get through fucking servers by yourself.
The blue team faced elimination that night, and Christina and her teammates gave Clemenza a standing ovation after his moving plea to stay in the competition. Showing herself to be a good sport, Christina clearly respected Clemenza and his passion, and Guy was the one to eventually leave. Episode 8. The next challenge was a dome challenge. Under silver domes were surprise ingredients each chef had to grab and incorporate into a dish. Christina chose lobster and heirloom tomatoes. She showed her quirky sense of humor when she apologized to the live lobster before swiftly dispatching it. Christina stayed focused and created a steamed lobster tail with heirloom tomato and beurre blanc sauce. When judging came, Christina was the last red chef to present, facing off against Royce. Chef Ramsay and guest judges loved her dish. The lobster was beautifully cooked, and her garnishes were well seasoned. Christina earned 7 stars out of 9, which helped the red team win the challenge by a razor-thin margin of 30 to 29.
Christina, great job.
Thank you, chef. Yeah. I definitely didn't expect that. I'm ecstatic right now, absolutely elated.
Ramsay then gave Christina a huge honor. He announced he was putting her lobster dish on that night's dinner menu as a special. Christina was floored that her dish was to be featured alongside Ramsay's cuisine. For winning, the red team enjoyed a luxury spa day, and each got a set of high-end cookware, which had Christina jumping with excitement. That evening, during dinner service, Christina was back on the appetizer station with Barbie. This time, she came out strong. By nailing the first risotto of the night, Christina helped the red team to quickly serve their appetizers. When a VIP ticket came in for boxing legend Sugar Ray Leonard and his wife, Christina knew it was high stakes.
This is the first time we've had somebody at the chef's table. They are so close to my station that if I fuck up their food, I'm dead.
With that in mind, Christina pushed hard, but she stumbled with undercooked risotto rice, leading a disappointed Gordon to reject the dish. When she quickly refired a new risotto, it was accepted. After that hiccup, the red team hit their stride in a big way. When they finished all their own tables, Gordon called them through to help the blue team complete theirs.
All hands on deck, let's go.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Red team definitely killing it. Now we're picking up other people's slack.
This dinner service was a high point for her. It showed how much she had grown, from nearly crying over Wellingtons in episode 1 to now leading a service that crushed the competition. Roshni was eliminated, but Christina had still never been nominated for elimination, thanks to her consistently solid performances. She was emerging as one of Ramsay's top contenders. In episode 9, as Christina walked back to the dorms after the red team's big win, Chef Ramsay gave Christina a rare compliment, telling her to keep up the good work.
It really is a nice boost, you know, getting that compliment from Chef Ramsay, getting that little bit of recognition. It felt real fucking good to me.
The women's team was coming together and feeling more confident. The next challenge was a creative steak challenge. Each chef had to make a dish using identical ingredients. Christina went head-to-head with Royce from the blue team. A bit of a rematch, since she had just beaten him in the Dome Challenge. Using an oversized slot machine, they chose hanger steak, yams, eggplant, asparagus, and crab to work with. Christina had cooked hanger steak before, but never with that odd combo of sides. During judging, Ramsay loved the wine-marinated steaks, perfect cook, and the crispy panko parmesan-crusted eggplant wrapped around asparagus. But he criticized her under-seasoned yam puree.
You put yam on a plate, you need to give it some help.
Yeah.
Big time.
You're right, Chef.
It's a clump of dull mess.
Yeah.
Christina still won her round against Royce, to her obvious relief. Unfortunately, other red team members lost their rounds, and the women lost the steak challenge 2-3 overall. One mistake was that the team chose Robin's dish over Kimmy's for one round. Ramsay had them taste Kimmy's unused steak dish, and Christina realized that she had messed up by just tasting the sauce and not the meat.
Ladies, I am sorry, but I know where you're coming from because that is delicious.
Wrong choice.
As punishment, the red team had to lug in sides of beef and butcher them, plus prep the kitchen for steak night. While chopping meat, Christina explained her disappointment with the loss. When Robin and Kimmy started squabbling, again, during the punishment, Christina shouted at them to stop. She was tired of the constant arguing, calling it a recipe for disaster in the kitchen.
The entire day has just been ridiculous. The fighting in the kitchen, I'm so over all of it. It's a recipe for failure.
The red team's arguments continued into dinner prep, with Barbie and Tiffany bickering through service. Episode 9 dramatically ended when Kimmy burned her hands, putting her future in the kitchen at risk. After treatment from the restaurant medics, Kimmy is back on the line. That night's dinner service was a special family steak night, with children in the dining room and a kids' menu along with the steaks. While Clemenza got pizzas out to the young guests quickly, Tiffany left the children on the red side waiting. Christina was on the garnish station, responsible for timing side dishes with everyone's entrees. Right away, she had to wrangle Kimmy on meat and Robin on fish to coordinate their first ticket. But Robin brought her fish up before telling Christina she was ready for the sides.
Christina,
Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm with you.
when are you going to be ready, babe?
45 seconds on.
45 seconds.
Yes, thank
the
you.
window hurt.
The lack of synchronization led to dried out fish, which Chef Ramsay angrily rejected as not good enough for his cat. As feared, Kimmy and Robin continued to bicker under pressure. Christina watched them argue and hoped they'd pull it all together. But instead, the other team members were pulled into the fight. It got so bad that Chef Ramsay pulled members of the blue team over to help. But mistakes kept happening, and eventually Ramsay had enough.
Just touch them. Put your hand on top. Put your hand on top!
I'm pulling it on
Put
top. I need to get over there.
Put it on top. Stone cold.
A furious Gordon kicked the entire red team out of the kitchen. It was a devastating failure. Back in the dorm after being ejected, Christina was in disbelief. As the others argued, a tearful Christina removed herself from the childish name-calling, but urged Kimmy to stand up for herself. A furious Robin yelled that Kimmy screwed her by messing up timing, and Kimmy angrily responded, leading to a screaming match between those two. Christina felt that Robin was the common denominator in most of the team's conflicts.
the shouting and the name calling, all that. It's like, dude, like, shut up.
Oh, Kimmy, suck my dick.
Despite being forced to finish the service for the red team, the blue team didn't win. It was a joint failure. Both teams had to nominate 2 people, and Christina had a clear suggestion. She pushed for Tiffany to be nominated because Tiffany was unprofessional and had spent the night screaming and cursing at Barbie in front of the young guests, rather than cooking. Christina revealed she had worried that a fist fight was going to break out. The team agreed on Tiffany and also nominated Robin, which Christina also supported.
Any conflict that's ever happened on our team, somehow Robin has her hand in it. So, yeah, I'm ready to have that cancer cut out of our team.
Christina herself remained safe once again. At elimination, Robin told Chef Ramsay that she'd do better if she were on the blue team, causing Christina to roll her eyes. Chef Ramsay decided to take Robin up on her offer. He evicted Patrick, and Robin joined the men on the blue team. As they walk away from elimination, Christina wasted no time and started rallying her remaining teammates.
Whatever the problem is, we all need to drop it now. It's got to be clean slate starting tomorrow. Yes, I'm feeling like, yes. Robin's gone, and I've been waiting so long.
Everyone agreed, at least outwardly, and Christina was genuinely hopeful that without Robin stirring the pot, they could function as a true team. The next day's challenge was a fun one, a craps dice game to pick ingredients for a gourmet dish. The red team ended up with a pretty cohesive set of ingredients and created a fall-themed lamb entree. Dana did the final presentation, a herb-crusted rack of lamb with crispy Brussels sprouts and braised chicory. Ramsay loved the perfect cook on the lamb, but he wasn't pleased with Dana's undercooked, crunchy Brussels sprouts. The blue team won this challenge, so Christina's team faced yet another punishment. This time, they had to slow roast an entire pig overnight for pulled pork, meaning no sleep and a long night of tending the smoker. Before the punishment, Chef Ramsay dropped an exciting tidbit. International soccer superstar David Beckham would be dining in Hell's Kitchen that night.
I don't get starstruck. I truly don't. But what girl doesn't think David Beckham is smoking hot? Even me, I like women, and I think he's smoking hot.
During dinner prep, the sleep-deprived red team was giddy about Beckham. When he finally walked into the restaurant, Christina described him as a magical creature, making everyone laugh and keeping the mood light. Once service started, though, Christina snapped back into focus on the appetizer station, with Kimmy as her partner. Things hit a snag when Dana, on an improvised pizza station, struggled to get a flatbread pizza out of the oven. Christina ran over to help her, but the pizza she tried to save also got stuck, and they had to redo it. Christina felt like they were fumbling more than ever, but they eventually got a proper flatbread out on the 3rd try. After that, the red team hit a groove on appetizers. They did so well, in fact, that Chef Ramsay tasked 3 of them with helping the blue kitchen later in the service. Christina was one of the 4 red chefs sent over to assist blue after the red diners were fed. While Tiffany started an argument as soon as she walked in, Christina tried to calm the situation.
Tiff, we're here to help, not make it worse for him. It's not the time and the place to fight. We're here to help out the blue kitchen.
With Christina's leadership and the extra hands, the blue team completed their tickets too. It was a great service overall. Ramsay declared the red team winners for a successful service and a strong finish. Christina was thrilled as none of the red team would be eliminated that night. Afterward, Chef Ramsay eliminated Royce over Clemenza from the blue team. Exactly half the chefs who started were now gone. They were down to the final 9 competitors.
I can't fucking believe it. Like, it's 8 people that I have to work harder than. I need to carry my confidence with me and just fucking make it happen.
Christina was now becoming a frontrunner. She was consistently strong, had never been up for elimination, and was growing into a leadership role. In episode 12, back in the dorms after elimination, Christina shares her continued frustration with Robin's behavior, even though they were no longer on the same team.
She still literally drives me nuts. She's just under my skin now. I gotta find a way to shake it because I don't want to get Robin. Like under my skin.
After a chicken eating challenge, the contestants take part in the infamous blind taste test, where chefs identify foods while blindfolded. Christina went first for red, facing Blue's Brian. She managed to guess beets and pineapple correctly, but confused shallots for onions and got the turkey completely wrong.
Tofu?
Tofu.
Tofu?
The red team narrowly lost the taste test 6-7 after Justin achieved a perfect score for the first time ever on the show. As punishment, they had to endure delivery day drudgery, hauling in huge shipments of ingredients and doing extra prep. Christina and her team spent hours unboxing whole peppercorns and grinding them by hand, changing out heavy barrels of fryer oil and lugging sacks of potatoes. It was exhausting work. When a truck arrived full of ice, stress mounted, and Barbie and Kimmy began to bicker again. An irritated Christina assumed a no-nonsense leadership role, keeping everyone in line.
Knock it off!
Dude, like, shut up.
That truck, dude. Stop.
Now you're wasting time for everybody.
After the physical punishment, Chef Ramsay announced that for the next dinner service, each team would create its own menu from scratch. This was a big opportunity to showcase creativity, but they found it hard to agree on the 9 dishes. During prep, Christina helped Kimmy to tweak her Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce with soy sauce to balance and refine the flavor. And when Barbie, who had been cleaning muscles painfully slow, stepped away for a smoke break, Christina became visibly annoyed, but once again pitched in to help.
For me, the best thing I can do is go in there and jump on it.
These aren't done yet?
No.
What the fuck has she been doing with 2 hours for these mussels? 2.5 hours now.
Chef Ramsay came to inspect their proposed menu dishes. The red team's tasting didn't go great. Ramsay criticized the first 2 appetizers they showed him, which worried Christina. She knew they need to make some last-minute adjustments to meet his standards. Despite the rocky prep, Christina was excited that her gourmet flatbread made it into the red team's custom menu. As dinner service began, she and Barbie were on the appetizer station, and orders for Christina's caramelized onion flatbread started pouring in. With 8 flatbreads in the oven and more tickets coming in, Christina soon found herself swamped, and Chef Ramsay grew increasingly impatient.
I was just like, why do we have to start this way? Can't we talk it out, hug it out, anything, something? Give me some love, Chef Ramsay, please.
Barbie jumped in to help Christina assemble and fire the flatbreads. Working together, they got them out to diners successfully. Still, Barbie privately commented that Christina had been struggling a bit under the pressure, despite having talked up her dish beforehand. As the service continued, the red team faced more problems. Dana sent out a lobster tail that came back undercooked, something Christina noted was very unlike Dana.
At this stage of the game, your fucking menu, my standards, that's not good enough. You giving up?
Then, Tiffany's gratin potatoes, which Christina had been worried about, were sent back as they were raw. There was no quick fix, and Tiffany was unsure how long recooking would take. As the pressure mounted from her team members, Tiffany stormed out of the kitchen with 1 ticket to go. By the end of the night, both red and blue teams had mixed results with their self-designed menus. Ramsay declared both teams losers because neither delivered a flawless service. But Christina found a silver lining.
Well, at least we didn't get kicked out of the kitchen.
Oh, nobody's in there?
No.
They all got kicked out?
Yeah. Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Each team was asked to nominate 2 chefs for elimination. During red team deliberations, Christina immediately thought of Tiffany. Her failure with the potatoes and her loud yelling at Barbie earlier made her a logical choice. For her second nominee, she struggled to choose between Barbie because of her attitude and Kimmy, who still needed direction at times. Christina was really feeling the pressure.
Fuck. It's too much gray. I don't fucking know.
That evening, Tiffany was eliminated, finally removing that source of tension from the team. In episode 14, with 8 chefs left, the competition was getting tighter, with only 4 red chefs remaining versus 4 blue chefs. The challenge was Southern cuisine, with special guest judge Paula Dean. Christina faced the blue team's strongest cook, Justin, on the fried chicken and mac and cheese round. While cooking, she focused on getting the chicken skin perfectly crispy, but disaster struck.
30 seconds to go.
Yes, chef. Damn. I dropped my skin off. I'm shaking so bad that I'm like knocking skin off of the chicken.
She couldn't fix it in time, And though the judges liked her mac and cheese, the soggy chicken gave Justin the win. Despite her loss, the red team won the challenge 3-1, partly thanks to Kimmy's grits, which the judges said were the best they'd ever tasted. For the reward, Christina joined a professional photo shoot with Chef Ramsay for Epicurious magazine, and then had a lavish lunch at the Four Seasons Hotel. During the photo shoot, she had a blast. She laughed that Ramsay was actually pretty funny when he's not yelling in the kitchen. That night's theme was Southern Night in Hell's Kitchen, featuring comfort food. Christina ran the meat station, which included grilled pork chops and barbecue. Kimmy, the team's Southern cuisine specialist, was handling the fish station, which was where the problems happened. Kimmy disastrously sent up catfish that was both raw and burnt, causing Ramsay to throw it at Christina before kicking the whole team out of the kitchen.
Fuck! Hey! Touch! That's the raw bits!
Yeah, I see it, Chef. I see it.
Fucking disgrace!
Back in the dorms, Christina was frustrated because this dinner should have been Southern girl Kimmy's chance to shine. Instead, Kimmy failed spectacularly, so Christina was quick to pick her for nomination.
We couldn't get any further in the night.
I understand that, but I got oil splashed in my face, and did I leave? No, I kept cooking.
As both teams had failed again, Ramsay asked for one nominee from each team. Without hesitation, Dana named Kimmy as the red team's choice, and she was eliminated. It was a bittersweet moment for Christina. Kimmy was her friend, but eliminating weak links was necessary as the finale drew closer. Going into the next round, teams were uneven again. Barbie felt the 3 reds were disadvantaged against the 4 blues, but Christina believed in her team.
Let's fucking do it, man. Sometimes less people in the kitchen is better.
3.
I don't give a fuck.
The challenge was a relay race cook-off, a Hell's Kitchen staple that tests teamwork. The teams had to cook a trio of dishes tag team style, switching cooks every few minutes. Because Red had 1 fewer person, Christina took 2 turns. Christina went in the second round, whereas she was faced with completely raw risotto rice. And again in the final round, this time she faced a different problem.
When I get to the risotto, it's already burning on the bottom. Dana had the stove too hot. Come on, Christina!
As she tried to save the risotto, she pulled the cod dish from the oven too early, and when it came to judging, Ramsay found it raw in the middle. The Blues didn't do any better, and both teams failed the challenge. As punishment, they all had to deep clean the restaurant entrance and the SUVs outside. That evening, Chef Ramsay rolled in a cart covered by a shiny dome. He lifted it to reveal the coveted black chef jackets, the symbol that the competition was now entering its final phase. Everyone cooked with extra focus, knowing a black jacket and a top 6 spot was on the line. Christina had to multitask. She was covering both appetizers and garnish stations. She started strong by sending out perfect risottos, which Ramsay said were cooked beautifully, though he did have one criticism.
Christina, very nice that risotto. It's too much.
Oh, sorry, I'm following right back with one.
Yeah, no, but look, way too much.
As the night went on, Barbie, who was on meat, offered to help Christina, who refused because she didn't want Barbie interrupting her rhythm. But just minutes later, she ran into a problem when she served burnt risotto. Ramsay told her she had lost control of her station, leaving Christina to apologize and Barbie to frown.
It just makes me realize, like, if you're too proud, you're not gonna get far in this competition.
Sorry, guys.
Christina quickly refired the risotto and got it right on the second try. In the end, the red team managed to outperform the blue team in that service, and Ramsay declared red the winners. He then presented black jackets to an ecstatic Christina and her excited teammates on the spot, signifying they had made the final 6. The blue team said goodbye to Brian, before the remaining team members moved on to the individual phase. Episode 16, which is the top 6 black jackets. To celebrate making it this far, the final 6 chefs found brand new Bob Kramer chef knives waiting for them in the dorm. Wearing their new black jackets, the chefs faced a classic Hell's Kitchen challenge. Taste it, now make it. Chef Ramsay presented a dish he had created, and the chefs had to taste it and recreate it without a recipe. Christina was paired with Robin. Their dish contained veal, serrano ham, white beans, bacon, and port, managing to get almost everything right except the herb, wrapping, and the sauce. Dana and Clemenza's was the closest recreation, so Christina's team lost. For punishment, they had to spend the day ironing tablecloths and napkins, polishing dozens of pieces of silverware, and resetting all the tables, all under the eagle eye of Maitre d' James.
I'm pretty sure he's got a pair of white gloves somewhere.
I see more dust up there.
Okay.
Please make sure that's shiny.
For dinner service, Chef Ramsay announced the 6 black jacket chefs would cook against a team of returning Hell's Kitchen All-Stars, a group of runner-ups including the famously arrogant Russell Kay, who Christina had watched on season 8.
I remember Russell for sure. What a fucking ass. I don't care what station he's on tonight. I hope it burns down.
During the Black Jackets vs. All-Stars dinner service, Christina took charge of appetizers, with Robin as her partner. Early in the service, Robin sent out a salad with hardly any dressing on it. Christina was frustrated by the basic mistake. Though it was a small error, that stumble set a tone, and Robin and Dana made several mistakes. The All-Star team was working smoothly, while the current contestant struggled to keep up. Ultimately, the All-Stars won the service challenge, outperforming the Black Jackets. Ramsay told the current chefs to choose 2 nominees for elimination. Back in the dorm deliberation, Robin immediately tried to defend herself, insisting that any issues weren't her fault. Christina strongly disagreed.
And then you're not accountable for shit. You're just floating station to station.
You know what? Don't talk to me like that, honey.
Okay, fine.
Don't talk to me like that.
Deciding that Robin's defensiveness and attitude were a huge problem, Christina told everyone that Robin was her top choice to go home. In the end, Christina did not receive any votes against herself, and Chef Ramsay agreed with the team's sentiment. He eliminated Robin for good and saved the other nominee, Clemenza, much to Christina's relief. The challenge for the final 5 chefs had a fun twist. They each became a teacher in a cooking school scenario to test their communication skills. Christina was paired with Katie, a former Miss Teen USA, who surprised her by confidently butchering a chicken. They worked together on replicating a chicken parmesan dish, though theirs didn't look exactly like Gordon's.
We had a big breast, I think.
You had a what?
Big breasts.
Ramsay praised the chicken for being moist, perfectly cooked, and delicious. But Barbie and her student went on to win the challenge, and she selected Justin to share the reward. For punishment, Christina had to help prep both kitchens for the upcoming Italian cuisine dinner service, an arduous task including hours of making fresh pasta dough. That night's Italian dinner service put the final 5 all in one kitchen. Clemenza pounded all the chicken breasts way too thin, messing up every portion before they'd even started cooking. And when the first ticket was called, he wasn't listening, and Christina was losing patience.
Clemenza, what were the appetizers on that table?
I didn't hear it, Chef.
Dude, pull it together.
As appetizers went out, Christina noticed Clemenza getting overwhelmed by the flatbreads. He was completely disorganized, so she grabbed a cutting board and jumped in to assist him, saying he needed to step up or step off, and reminding him he's Italian and it's his night to shine. The service was far from perfect, as Barbie also struggled on appetizers serving under-seasoned or overcooked risottos. But soon, it was Christina's turn to mess up, as Ramsay called out her bland and burned spinach.
What's happened to you guys all of a sudden? Christina, what's gone wrong?
No, I don't know, Chef.
They eventually completed the service, but Chef Ramsay was not pleased. He told the final 5 that if this was their best, it wasn't good enough. He asked them each to privately name one person who should be sent home. Christina was disappointed in her own performance, but felt that Clemenza should be up for nomination, as he seemed to be the weakest link left. Dana, on the other hand, pushed for Barbie. Christina was safe, as no one considered her the weakest. Ramsay agreed that Clemenza should have performed better and eliminated him, narrowing the field to the final 4, Christina, Dana, Justin, and Barbie. Right after elimination, Ramsay surprised the final 4 with emotional visits from their families. Christina was overjoyed to see her mother and girlfriend walk into the dorm. She hugged them tightly and spent quality time catching up and recharging her spirits. The next day, Ramsay continued surprising the final 4. He took them on an outing to a local grocery store under the pretense of some shopping, but revealed they were taking part in the budget challenge. Each chef had a limited budget of just $15 to buy ingredients and create a stunning dish that would be judged on taste and value. Christina bought the fewest ingredients among the 4 chefs. Sous Chef Scott pointed out that she had a nearly empty basket compared to the others. But Christina believed less is more.
I'm just hoping that when people see they're getting fish and shrimp, they might be willing to pay a little bit more.
Working with me. I love you.
Christina made a grilled swordfish with saffron rice and shrimp in a flavorful broth. She was the last to present to the panel of 3 guest judges, executive chefs and food critics mostly. One judge, Hugh Garvey, tasted her dish and praised the broth, saying it transported him to southern France. Another, Chef David Lefebvre, agreed it was very flavorful. However, both Lefebvre and the third judge thought the crispy fish skin on the swordfish wasn't necessary. The judges agreed they would pay $33.67 for Christina's dish, while Dana won at around $35. The punishment was an especially dirty one, sorting the restaurant's garbage for recycling. Christina spent hours in a nasty dumpster area, separating trash into bins for cans, glass, and compost.
I've been through a handful of pretty bad punishments, but this is a whole new level of disgusting.
Somehow, she kept her sense of humor despite the vile chore. After scrubbing themselves clean post-punishment, Christina and Justin felt like they smelled like garbage. Dana, on the other hand, was bubbling about her reward, a fancy dinner with her parents. For that night's dinner service, Chef Ramsay announced a VIP guest, David Honemeyer, the president of the Paris Las Vegas Hotel, where the Ultimate Winners restaurant would be. The final 4 dinner service was unique because each chef would get a turn running the pass, acting as the head chef, to prove their leadership. Christina started on her station, garnishes, determined to nail every detail. Off the bat, she and Justin worked well together to push out appetizers. When it was Christina's turn to lead, she started off vocal and assertive, and Ramsay nodded in approval, seeing her natural leadership kick in. However, when she casually called her best friend Dana Buddy, Ramsay told her to show authority, which she proved she could do when Dana messed up a cod dish twice.
Dana, I need those cods.
Walking with cod.
Walk quickly. Fuck you. Chef's right. This is a competition. Go ahead and sink yourself. I want to win.
Chef Ramsay wasn't done testing Christina. He asked sous chef Scott to send up a sabotage dish to the pass. When a Wellington came up with a side of arugula instead of spinach, Christina caught it instantly. She had passed the quality control test. With dinner service complete, Chef Ramsay reminded them that only 2 of them would move on to the grand finale. He asked each of them to state why they should stay. Christina spoke earnestly, telling him she'd been learning every minute.
As I progressed throughout this competition, I found my spot as a leader on my team. My standards are so much higher, and that's on account of you.
Finally, Ramsay decided to eliminate Barbie, leaving 3 chefs fighting for just 2 places in the finale. Gordon announced the first person advancing to the final, too, was Christina, and she thanked him warmly.
Oh my God, thanks, man. Thank you, Chef. Oh my God, thank you.
Congratulations. Good job.
Ramsay then named Justin as the second finalist and eliminated Dana. That night, after some celebratory champagne with Justin, they went to work designing their final dinner menus. They each had to come up with 4 appetizers, 4 entrees, and 4 desserts to showcase their style. Early the next morning, Ramsay whisked Christina and Justin away on a private jet to Vegas. Over a glass of champagne, they talked about the competition.
One more question. Yes, chef. Who's going to win?
I am chef.
That was a draw.
At the Paris Las Vegas resort, they took some time to relax, but met with their sous chefs, Andy and Scott, to go over every detail of their menus. Gordon had arranged lunch with their families and VIP tickets to a Penn and Teller magic show that evening. In the middle of the performance, Ramsay got involved in a magic trick and then took to the stage and announced it was time for their head-to-head final menu challenge.
Please, please, Chef, don't let us be cooking our menu right here, right now. I'm dying here.
Christina and Justin, please come up here.
Christina and Justin had to each cook 5 signature dishes. A panel of 5 world-class chefs would taste each round. Despite the huge crowd watching, Christina reminded herself to keep it simple. Justin won the first round with his salad, And the next round, seafood appetizers, didn't go well for Christina either.
Cilantro?
Oh no.
I hate cilantro.
Sorry, it's not too heavy. I apologize, Chef. Great. Love my life right now.
But she fought back in the fish round with a pan-seared halibut. In her fourth dish, a ribeye steak with a port wine reduction, was perfect. The last round was filet mignon entrees, judged by the legendary chef Wolfgang Puck. He declared that for taste alone, he preferred Christina's dish, giving her a 3-2 victory in the challenge. After celebrating her challenge win, Christina and Justin returned to Los Angeles for the final dinner prep. By the private jet, Ramsay revealed 8 eliminated chefs waiting to be drafted into their final teams. Because Christina won the challenge, she got to pick first. For her first pick, she chose her best friend Dana. She went on to choose Patrick, Kimmy, and Robin, leaving Justin with Brian, Clemenza, Barbie, and Royce. Christina gathered her brigade and walked them through her proposed menu, course by course. She had some ambitious items, like a surf and turf risotto, scallops and asparagus risotto, and a 14-ounce bone-in veal chop entree. The team was nervous, but Christina believed in them, and herself. The day of the final dinner service arrived, and while Justin struggled with Clemenza's lack of focus, Christina was grateful to have her best friend at her side.
I'm trying not to freak out. I'm definitely pumped that Dana's on my team. Dana is kind of my savior. I honestly can't imagine cooking here without her.
They began prep early, but Christina kept the atmosphere positive and fun. Chef Ramsay tasted both finalist menus before the doors opened and gave Christina some final critiques on her presentation. She quickly made those changes and had confidence that her menu was strong. After giving her team one last pep talk, Christina was ready. The dining room was packed with customers and VIPs. The first orders came in, and Christina closely monitored Robin, double-checking her timings. The scallop risotto appetizers caused problems as the women had predicted. When Dana overcooked scallops, the resting risotto went gummy, so had to be restarted. When the second risotto was ready, the scallops still weren't at the pass.
Dana, don't let me lose these two. I need those scallops bad. Tick tock, tick tock, tick 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 tock.
The appetizers finally went out, a bit later than hoped, but they were good. After that initial hiccup, appetizers flowed out more smoothly. When they moved on to entrees, once again the only issue was with Dana, who didn't sear the pieces properly and refused to redo them when Christina asked. Even sous chef Andy stepped in to back Christina up.
Dana, don't fucking let her. Do what she said.
Die in the window. Come on, guys.
It's over. Just give me 2 more now. I don't want to lose this protein.
Chef Ramsay warned Christina that all her hard work could disintegrate if she didn't take control now. Instead of kicking Dana off fish, she chose to encourage her best friend instead, and it worked. She quickly bounced back, and the dish went out. For the final ticket, Christina urged her brigade to finish strong. But when the dishes made it to the pass, Dana's pork was raw in the middle. Christina chose to refire the entire table's order from scratch. Ramsay praised her for that decision. Dana, determined to redeem herself, cooked the pork perfectly this time. The whole table's order went out smoothly and impressively on the second try. After service, Christina and Justin thanked their teams and went to the dorms to wait for Gordon to make his decision. When they were called to Chef Ramsay's office, Christina and Justin stood behind heavy doors, and only one would open onto the balcony, allowing the winner to walk through. He told Christina that he had never seen a more passionate chef than her in Hell's Kitchen. Justin, too, got praise for his obvious talent. It was clearly a pretty close decision. Finally, the moment came. Ramsay counted down, and they both pushed their doors, with Christina's opening to reveal her as the winner. Chef Ramsay hugged her and shared that Christina was a strong leader and natural talent, which was why he had chosen her as the winner and his new head chef.
I know I'm not rolling the dice with her in Vegas, because she is the real deal.
She had stayed out of the drama and never been nominated. Now it was time to start a new job and life in Las Vegas. From rising star to absent friend, Hell's Kitchen Series 10 winner Christina Wilson's working relationship with Gordon Ramsay reached the highest highs, followed recently by a sudden and unexpected low. when Christina dramatically walked through the open door to secure her win over competitor Justin Antarillo. She was also entering an exciting new phase of her career. Christina was the first series winner to get a coveted role at one of Gordon's namesake restaurants, a job that came with a $250,000 paycheck. She was offered the role of head chef at Gordon Ramsay Steak in Las Vegas, starting just a couple days after the finale aired in September 2012. For the 3 months before the big reveal, Christina only shared her successful outcome with her parents and girlfriend, Sarah, who managed to keep the news quiet. Many viewers were delighted for the humble young chef, who had avoided the inevitable drama and conflict across 20 episodes. Christina went on to be named the only normal contestant on the show, which was a compliment when others were labeled most hated and the gremlin. But haters are always gonna hate. Along with the praise and support, there was a sprinkling of negative comments which Christina took to heart. Luckily, her cooking mentor was also a social media support, hugging her and reminding her that he received much worse abuse himself. Within 48 hours of her win being announced, Christina was on her way to Las Vegas to start her new job, without her girlfriend. But Gordon had laid on quite a reception, including a stretch limo ride from the airport, and a red carpet arrival at the restaurant. She started with an intensive 6-week training program to ensure she was familiar with Ramsay's standards, and she was ready to prove herself. She did a good job, which didn't go unnoticed by Chef Ramsay, who was spending a lot of time in the US building his restaurant portfolio. Christina was head chef at Gordon Ramsay Steak in Las Vegas for 18 months, during which time it was the top-rated steakhouse in town. When the executive chef at Ramsay's Las Vegas burger restaurant moved overseas to open a venue in Hong Kong, Christina was promoted to take his place. The move was a significant step up, and she hit the ground running, overseeing more than 1,700 covers during her first night in charge. She seemed to enjoy promoting the restaurant in the local media and wasn't intimidated by her celebrity boss carrying out spot checks unannounced.
You don't never know he's coming. He's, pops. Yeah, he's kind of like a leprechaun that way. And he'll grab a handful of spoons and go down the line one time and kind of taste everything and come and shake hands. All the line cooks, he remembers most of their names, which I think is pretty remarkable.
Really nice. In the summer of 2015, it was time for another change and some more intensive training at Gordon's restaurants in London. It wasn't all work, as she got to sample some of Gordon's best-known dishes in the dining rooms, as well as preparing them in the kitchens. Back in the US, Christina was promoted again, this time to culinary director of the US division of Gordon Ramsay restaurants. And she was clearly becoming Gordon's right-hand woman, as she agreed to head back into Hell's Kitchen for Series 15, this time as a Red Team sous chef. Additionally, she headed up the culinary team who transformed the menus during filming of Hotel Hell, and even squeezed her nephew into one episode. When she wasn't helping Ramsay with his TV commitments, her busy day job saw her helping to expand his culinary footprint in North America. Along with steakhouses and burger bars, Gordon created pizza and fish and chips restaurants across the country, before opening a string of immersive Hell's Kitchen-themed eateries from 2018 onward. Christina was a critical part of this national rollout, and her relationship with her boss was a close one. In 2018, while she was working on the first opening, Gordon arranged to surprise her with a home makeover.
Welcome home. Open your eyes.
What?
Welcome home.
Oh my God.
Look at this. Beautiful.
She also became the first contestant to serve as a staff member for more than one season, when she reprised her role as Red Team sous chef from season 17 to 22. Chef Ramsay also made an appearance at his Vegas restaurant, disguised as an incompetent waiter, to prank Christina as she enjoyed a meal. By the fall of 2020, Christina had made herself indispensable and was promoted to Vice President of Culinary of Gordon Ramsay North America. But she didn't let her success go to her head. In interviews, Gordon repeatedly described her as humble and likable. And despite the long hours and hard work, the pair certainly appeared to have fun together as they continued the rollout of new venues. So what happened next raised a lot of questions and online speculation. In December 2023, she abruptly left not only her job as vice president, but the entire Gordon Ramsay North America organization. Her time as Gordon's right-hand woman was suddenly over. Her role as sous chef on Hell's Kitchen was taken over by previous winner Michelle Tribble, Ramsay's director of culinary development. Some suggested that Christina had just chosen to take a well-earned break after over 10 years of working so hard for Gordon. And she had created her own company back in 2015, so she could have been looking to branch out on her own. Rumors swirled because Christina and her girlfriend split at exactly the same time. And despite being private about her personal life following the online hate surrounding her sexuality, her girlfriend Sierra posted a video online accusing her of cheating. Around this time, Christina has been working on the opening of a new Ramsay restaurant in Oklahoma. Sierra apparently suggested in a now deleted TikTok that Christina had been fired, along with her subordinate co-worker, a female general manager. Though she didn't provide any proof, LinkedIn confirms they both left their jobs, though not at the same time. Rumors suggest that they weren't hiding their relationship, leading to reports from staff. An October 2024 clip shows Christina at a festival with the coworker. Since then, Christina has remained silent on social media, and her website has been taken down. So far, there's been no announcement about her next career move. We're sorry to hear that Gordon and Christina won't be working together in the future, but hope they remain friends.